Loki was born with eyes so terrifying, his own mother cast him into the underworld. But what if I told you? Those same eyes might hold the power to defeat Imu. This isn't just a flashback. It's the origin of a cursed prince whose gaze could shatter the heavens. Welcome to the birth of Loki, and the rise of a power the Holy Knights should fear. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where the final saga of One Piece hits different. If you're ready for real spoilers, raw theories, and hype that slaps harder than Conqueror's Haki, you're in the right place. One Piece. Chapter 1153 is officially titled The Birth of Loki. The chapter continues the cover story of Yamato's journey through Wano. This time she arrives in Ringo, where she meets Kiku, who's now the daimyo of the Ringo district. The main story dives back into King Harald's flashback. We witness how Harald first met Ida, Hadruden's mother. She was imprisoned in a circus, and Harald, furious at her condition, destroyed the entire town to free her. But Ida wasn't grateful. She scolded Harald, saying the townspeople had actually saved her, and she was working in the circus to repay their kindness. Harald was humbled by her words and fell in love. He brought Ida back to Elbaf, began modernizing the kingdom, and forged new alliances. Years later, Hadruden was born. Harald wanted to make Ida his queen, but the elders of Elbaf denied it. They forced him to marry a pure-blood Elbaf giant named Estrid, a woman obsessed with omens and prophecies. Estrid eventually gave birth to Loki, but the moment she saw his slit-shaped, demonic eyes, she panicked and threw him into the underworld. The chapter ends with baby Loki crawling out of the shadows, surrounded by fallen beasts, trying to climb up the Adam Tree, desperately seeking a way back to the castle. Now here's where it gets wild. Loki's eyes have nothing to do with any devil fruit. He was born with them. No artificial powers, no curses, just eyes so powerful they paralyzed beasts around him as an infant. Leakers from Worskin said the ending of the chapter hits hard, that they feel incredibly sorry for Loki, and that readers are going to love him even more after this flashback. Oda is cooking. So what do these eyes look like? Like this, slit-like, glowing with darkness, almost exactly like the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. They're terrifying, and they're powerful. Even while blindfolded, Loki can see perfectly clearly. His observation Haki is insanely strong. He could sense the exact location of Gaban and Chopper when they fell into the underworld. That's not normal. That's some next-level precognition. Physically, Loki is built different. As a baby, he survived being thrown from the sunlit world into the underworld, something even grown warriors can't withstand. When Hadruden and his crew fell, he said they would have died instantly if Luffy hadn't saved them. Loki, he just tanked it. In fact, Loki might be physically stronger than Kaido. Remember, Kaido fell from the sky and was dizzy for days. Baby Loki fell into literal hell and walked it off. But the real hype is in his eyes. When Loki crawled out of the underworld, countless beasts lay unconscious around him. That wasn't normal fear. That was Conqueror's Haki, unleashed from his eyes. That's right, Loki's Haoshoku Haki radiates from his eyes. And when he heard Gaban's story about how Conqueror's Haki can negate the Holy Knight's regeneration, Loki said something chilling. He said, "Now I understand everything." He didn't explain it to Luffy, but he knew. He knew he had the power to defeat the Holy Knights. And it wasn't just talk. 14 years ago, Loki was forced to kill his father, King Harald, who had been completely corrupted by Imu. In that battle, Loki used the full power of his eyes to strike down a beloved king, and a nation hated him for it. That means one thing: Loki's eyes might be the ultimate counter to Imu's devilish powers. Eyes that pierce through deception, eyes that paralyze beasts, eyes that defy fate itself. After crawling back up the Adam Tree, baby Loki slaughtered the kingdom's sacred horse, a guest beast that had served Elbaf royalty for generations. That same year, Linlin killed the elder Jorul, one of Elbaf's legendary warriors. And 1 year later, Estrid, Loki's mother, passed away. After Loki's birth, Elbaf was struck by disaster after disaster. No one would play with him, so he made the underworld his playground. There, he hunted beasts and tamed them, Eventually, he unleashed those monsters into the sunlit world, spreading panic through the Elbaf villages. Every day was chaos with Prince Loki. The people of Elbaf despised him, and their hatred peaked the day he killed King Harald, their beloved ruler. But this flashback? This is just the beginning. We still have to see Loki's journey in the new world, his encounter with Big Mom, and his desire to marry Lola, and the most anticipated moment of all, his clash with Shanks. Loki's eyes aren't just cursed. They're the key to a war bigger than any we've seen. They're a power Imu should fear. And next chapter, we might finally learn the truth behind that gaze. Break next week, but hey, we'll be back with more fire. If this blew your mind, drop a like and let me know in the comments. Can Loki's eyes really surpass even Shanks' future sight? Subscribe for more One Piece breakdowns that go all in, only on Super Synth D Studio.